History remembers moments when power was offered cheaply, if only conscience would step aside. A respected statesman is ordered to sign a document he knows is false. A pastor watches his nation descend into darkness and realizes silence would be safer than truth. A victorious general is urged to seize permanent power and secure his legacy by force. Each man faced the same temptation: trade integrity for security. Each could have gained influence, safety, or applause by bending just a little, but each refused. What makes moments like these remarkable is the integrity to hold fast to principles when compromise looked reasonable or even patriotic. Those moments echo a much older story, one not set in a palace or battlefield, but in heaven itself. Greetings, Patriots. I'm Perry Green, and this is God in America, where we reconnect God and America by telling of His hand in our history. God given liberty depends on God honoring character. A free people who abandon integrity will eventually invite control and chaos. The greatest example of integrity is not found first in American history, but in heaven's own courtroom. There, God points to one man and tells Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job?" Heaven still pays attention to character even when people do not. America is not primarily suffering from a lack of intelligence, resources, or opportunity, but from a shortage of integrity. In history, scripture, and experience all agree. When integrity collapses, everything else eventually follows. Notice what God praises. It wasn't Job's wealth, he lost it. It wasn't his influence, it was gone. Not even his comfort, he's sitting in ashes. What heaven highlights is this: he still holds fast his integrity. Integrity is what remains when pressure reveals who we really are. Centuries later, Thomas More lost his office, freedom, and life rather than affirm a lie for political convenience. Dietrich Bonhoeffer rejected a safe Christianity that stayed silent in the face of evil, choosing obedience over survival. George Washington, after winning independence, refused to seize permanent power and voluntarily laid it down, astonishing the world by proving liberty could be trusted to virtue. Each man held fast when letting go would have been easier. America was built by people who believed character mattered more than comfort and virtue more than victory. But somewhere along the way, we began rewarding results without regard for righteousness. Job's integrity was not accidental. Scripture tells us he feared God and turned away from evil. Integrity is not merely avoiding scandal, it is an inner alignment between belief and behavior. Proverbs 11 verse 3 says, "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the crookedness of the treacherous destroys them." Integrity guides, compromise confuses. Job's wife urged him to abandon it, curse God, and die. His friends suggested hidden sin. Culture, comfort, and counsel all pressed him to let go. Yet Job held fast, not because it benefited him, but because it honored God. Biblically, integrity is not perfection. It is faithfulness under strain. It is being a whole person, honest, upright, and faithful to the Lord, wholehearted and consistent, even when the bottom falls out and one is tempted to serve himself. Here's the hard truth: America's greatest crisis is not economic, political, or military, it's moral. When integrity disappears, trust dies. When trust dies, freedom soon follows. We excuse dishonesty if it advances our side. We redefine truth to avoid discomfort. We trade long-term character for short-term gain, and then we wonder why trust is gone from institutions, leaders, and from one another. Integrity is regained the same way it is lost, one decision at a time. It is sometimes expensive, but compromise costs far more. Job held fast to his integrity in his trial. If we want renewal in this nation, it will begin when individuals once again decide that faithfulness is worth the cost. When citizens hold fast even when no one applauds, because heaven still sees integrity. Choose one situation today where compromise would be easier than integrity. It may be speaking an uncomfortable truth, keeping a promise, admitting a mistake, refusing to gossip, or honoring God when no one is watching. Ask yourself one simple question before you act: will this decision strengthen my integrity or will it weaken it? Then choose the harder right instead of the easier wrong. Integrity is not built in grand moments, but in ordinary decisions repeated faithfully. Well, thanks for being with us today. Until next time, let's keep the light of integrity burning.